Alright, today I'll be giving a persuasive speech over risk. My audience is my mom, my grandma, and my little brother is recording. Today my goal is to change the attitudes on taking risks. I'll be answering the question of value. All over the world, people take risks. These risks are small and large, but the majority choose to take the small risks. This is because there is a less likely happening of failing, and then if you do fail, you don't lose as much as you would if you took a large risk. People are afraid to take risks. They don't want to fail, and they fear change. My goal is to persuade someone to take a risk, take a chance, and you'll never know the outcome until you do. First main point: risks are scary, no doubt, but you don't want to live your life in fear. Tony Robbins' quote says, "Stop being afraid of what could go wrong and start being excited of what could go right." Taking risks can lead to positive outcomes. Like Martin Luther King Jr., he took a risk that changed the world. The outcome may not have been positive for him per se, because he lost his life, but it changed the world. He changed the lives for many, many African Americans. He started the road to end racial segregation and discrimination in the United States. He took huge risks by standing in front of white supremacists and racists and speaking about his dreams. His risk did lead to his death, but it changed the world in a positive way. My second main point: risk can lead to failure. It's not a bad thing because it may lead to failure, but you gain knowledge, experience, and an understanding to succeed the next time you go into it. It's better to take risks than to never try at all. A poem by William F. O'Brien states, "I'd rather try and fail than to never try at all." For example, Steve Jobs, he created his company Apple in a garage. Jobs was fired from his company and later came back and made his company into one of the most valuable companies in the world. When he left, he gained knowledge, experience, and an understanding on how to succeed and to make his company more valuable and more productive. He used his failures as stepping stones to his future success with Apple. Third main point: people are uncomfortable with the unknown. People fear change and failure, and that's the reason risks aren't being taken as often by people in this world. A quote from Robin Sharma states, "Change is hard at first, messy in the middle, and gorgeous in the end." For example, Julian Edelman, he took a risk by changing positions from a quarterback in college to a receiver in the NFL. This was a huge risk for him because it gave him, not only did it give him the chance to experience life in the NFL and to have a chance to go into the NFL, but it was a risk because he wasn't used to the role of a receiver. He was used to the role of a quarterback. He wasn't used to the blows and the hits that receivers take as quarterbacks, because quarterbacks, there's a ton of protection rules for quarterbacks. He eventually became one of the most dynamic receivers in the NFL, but he didn't start off that way. He had to build up and eventually became a very dynamic receiver in the NFL. And then conclusion: risks are scary and hard, no doubt, but they're life-changing. Failing gives knowledge, experience, and understanding on how to succeed in later chances in life. Never be mediocre and never settle for the ordinary and the less. If you don't take risks, then you're setting yourself to a low standard. You're not going to succeed in gaining your goals and gaining what you want to learn and have in life. Risk it all. We only live once, so why live it ordinary? And then my sources. My sources for the MLK. On January 16, 2017, Alex Ashlock wrote an article for WBUR, how MLK's words still resonate today. On February 14, 2016, James Addos wrote an article for Enos answering the question, what challenges did MLK face and overcome? Sources for Steve Jobs. On July 31st, 2017, Matt Weinberger wrote an article for Business Insider on how Jobs was fired from Apple, then later returned to and saved the company. In April of 2008, Ellen Terrell wrote an article over the history of Apple for Business Reference Services, then by Julian Edelman sources. On January 12, 2016, Brent Sobleski wrote an article for Bleacher Report on how Julian Edelman went from quarterback in college to the Patriots' difference maker at receiver. And then on November 11, 2011, Mike Reese, an ESPN staff writer, wrote an article on how Julian Edelman breaks through in the NFL. Thank you.